Hey, what's up, Dean? Super Performance at the shop, working on Mike's car. Traverse done. Over the weekend we did that. Whatever. Finished the last little thing today, so we're all good there. And that's my personal car. But now we got Mike's car up on the lift, and we got the instant center brackets. IR. Not sure. But cage will be here today. Believe it'll be here today. So we're gonna get the factory original brackets off, which normally the way I do these is, you can see they're only welded up to here, but it goes all the way around. So I normally cut here where it's short, and then this side you can see it's the weld starts there and goes over, or starts over and comes back, whichever way. So you cut this and then come in front and you cut it down here. Then you work on getting the weld off and the bracket off, and then I got to clean everything up. So I'm gonna get this all marked out and get the angle and all that stuff on it, so that we set it back. I'm just looking at a couple of things, but he's got really nice AFCO shocks on the car. Intercooler tank, some wiring going on. Just looking. It's not bad. He's got relays up in there. So he's got one relay. I guess he's got both relays running the aeromotive pump. Okay. That's cool. Battery, trans fan. I mean, not bad. You know, there's no loom, but everything is put in. So I'm gonna get these brackets cut off. I'll be back. So, got one done. One side done. The other side's still all together over there. So that holds the rear end, but I also put the jack under it. So that one's done, and I can't find short enough bolts, but his were too long, and these brackets are skinnier than the factory brackets, so I ended up having to mill down that little piece, the little spacers, and the sleeve that runs through the rod end. See, like those up there, how wide that one is and how skinny that one is? Well, there's two of these skinny ones, so I had to mill them down a little bit. Well, put them on the lathe, and then the sleeve that runs through, I milled it down on the lathe, turned it down. But his factory bolt is just way too long, and then this bolt here is still a little too long, so I'll bring them with me, and I'll get an inch shorter bolt and some nylon lock nuts to put in here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that side apart and get the new one welded on. So these are the pieces. This is kind of what I was saying, how I do it. I use the plasma, and here's that top piece. There's one over there. So I just cut it up to make it easy to get with the plasma and get as much material off as I can, and take the angle grinder and smooth the housing out. And I also did move them in so they're more in line with the edge of the tub. Gives you a little more room for your wheel. These are kind of neat brackets. They have like the little, I don't know why I'm looking way up, but they have the cutout in it, so you could weld it over a tube all the way across, and then the shock bracket's in the way, so I can't really do that. Otherwise I would put a tube all the way across. But yeah, so I'm gonna get back to work on that side and finish this part up. All right, second bracket is all done, kind of in line with the wheel tub, just like this one. And I kind of adjusted the rear end a little bit, but they're at the same angle. They're both like sitting with the rear end like this. They're both at about 4 degrees, which is almost level with the housing. The housing's got a couple extra degrees in it, but I adjusted the top just a hair to push it back and get this side the same as the other. He'll have to do a four-wheel alignment on this because the whole rear end needs to be pulled back a bunch, probably an inch. It's sitting farther forward in the wheel tub, which when you launch the car, it tries to push the rear end forward. So you might end up catching on this, but get a four-wheel alignment and be all good, because there's no adjustment here other than out to bring the pinion angle farther down, but it's actually pretty close to where it needs to be. So all four bars need to be extended about an inch. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll let him get it aligned because it just makes more sense to pay one person to do it. But yeah, so that's it for that. Cage did not show up. Hold on. So the cage didn't show up, which is a little bit weird. I mean, there was a truck that drove by, but he didn't stop. I don't know. But kind of is what it is for now. That'll give me tomorrow to kind of pull everything out of it. I'm going to pull all the stuff out of the trunk, the seats, pull everything out of it. I might leave the seats or just kind of set the seats back in just to get an idea on where the main hoop's going to be, and then I'll need to get an idea on the I gotta ask him if he's gonna use these seats or if he's putting like a Kirky or something in it, just because these are pretty high up, and a Kirky I know would probably most likely drop down a bunch. So I'm gonna ask him if he's planning on doing a Kirky or what, because then I'll wait on the roll, not the roll, seatbelt bar, harness bar. Oy vey. But yeah, I mean, for now, that's kind of it on the old Dirty Sanchez 2.0. Cool. So, appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment. Have a good day.